All right, welcome to this video, which is funny enough named I'm Not Qualified to Make This Video. And I almost didn't create this video, genuinely. I had the idea and I wrote some notes, and then I kind of sat there this morning and I was like, maybe I should record it or not. And it's not really because I don't have anything to say. And it's more like I don't feel qualified to say it, right? And this is more towards my main YouTube channel where I'm teaching people AI automations using OpenClaw, Claude Code, whatever, right? So let's talk about this because I think a lot of people can kind of recognize themselves in where they get imposter syndrome. They do something, stuff is starting to go really well, and then they kind of fall off or they get so afraid of continuing, so they just stop, right? And I've been there many times. Like, look, I made YouTube videos in 2016, 2018, 2021, and every time I did, it kind of started going really well. But this time, I really started getting a lot of traction, right? And the feeling is that the more people are watching, the more you think every video needs to be perfect. And that's where I'm at. Like, how can I always go one step above? And people are watching, videos are doing fantastic or okay. And instead of feeling confident, I feel less, right? And the green line here is your traction. So the traction is going up. The red line is how qualified you feel like you are. And the gap in the middle here is kind of where the imposter syndrome is living, right? And the feeling says basically that every video needs to be perfect because now people are watching. It's growing, and now you have more pressure to become better. So you feel much less qualified. But instead of following this line, if you just were thinking, yeah, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and then I'll do some progressional improvements, then it'll be all fine, right? But the reality of thing is, like, nobody's really grading your videos, right? They're watching because you help them, and your brain kind of just don't want to believe that, right? So this means that we're falling into something, a little bit of a success trap, you could call it almost. And let's say basically at 0 subscribers, you're posting freely. You don't have anything to care about. You have nobody's really watching anyway, so who cares? There's no pressure, right? And then you get some traction and you get 500 subscribers. And video is performing. You're getting, like, let's say 20,000 views, which is, for long form content, that's actually really, really good. And now all of a sudden you're freezing because now it feels like stuff actually matters. And it's so funny how our brains work like this. And I talked to my coach and it's like, this happens to everyone. Everyone goes through this. You're not alone. So let's talk a bit about why the bar is moving faster than the skill, right? So your expectations for yourself kind of jump overnight. You feel like I got to be mega mind up here. And that gap in between is where you think you should be and where you are. That is the imposter syndrome talking, right? And that's really not a sign of you failing. It's basically a side effect of caring about the work. This just means that you are honest or you're caring about what you're putting out there. And what my coach said is, well, you have the dark triad. So you have the sociopath, the narcissist, and the psychopath. And if you're all 3 of those, then you'll not be feeling any imposter syndrome. Or you're just extremely, extremely talented and you never really thought about it. But usually you'll be a little bit wonky in the head. Well, not wonky. You'll be extremely smart, but you'll be a little bit psychopathic, right? So unless you're that, what you're feeling is just basically human, right? So to summarize, if you got 0 subscribers, you're free. You don't have to think. If you got 500 subs, you feel some pressure. And then 1,000, maybe you feel some paralysis, right? And most people kind of quit there. And it's not because they failed or anything. It's because they got a taste of the success and it scared them, right? And that's what's happening to me. And I'm talking to you in this video about this concept, right? So my coach sent me this amazing video, and I think that you would really love this video as well. It's called Obvious to You, Amazing to Others. And it's basically goes through what you see versus what they see is kind of what it goes into. But I recommend watching it. It's like 2 minutes, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Everybody already knows what you're talking about. This is what you're seeing, right? So everybody's already knowing this. It's too basic. Who am I to teach this? And the result from that is, like, you don't hit record or you don't do the thing. You don't make that musical piece, for instance. And what they see is, wait, you can actually do that? Or this is exactly what I needed? Or wow, this amazing video helped me get over my hurdle. I would have never thought about this. And the thing is, it's the same piece of knowledge, but it's a completely different perspective. One of them being from you and one of them being from your viewer. And I mean, like, he talks about this, but even the greatest people on the planet feels this. Beethoven dismissed his own symphonies, for example. Da Vinci thought his sketches were obvious. They kept basically chasing the next idea because what they already had wasn't feeling special enough, right? So if that feels familiar, go watch Obvious to You, Amazing to Others by Derek Sivers. It's, wow, what an amazing video that I got sent this morning by my coach, right? So let's talk a little bit about the 65% rule. And so look, if you're going above 65% good, you'll basically be seeing diminishing returns on every single percentage that comes after that. 65% effort is going to get you about 85% of the output. And 80% effort gets you 92% effort. And then, 92% output. And then 100% effort gets you 97% output, right? So that last 35% that we have after 65 buys you maybe 12% more quality, and that doesn't math out. Now, keep in mind, I'm not the best at math. I had AI help me kind of think about this a little bit more in a way that might be helpful for people, because, well, that was one of when I went to 70%. I went to 70%, and now this is in the video. So the comparison here is basically, I want you to ship at 65%. It's going to help someone today, and 10 videos shipped is better than 2 perfect drafts. Simple as that. If you're waiting for 100%, you're going to be helping nobody ever. And that sits in your drafts forever, for example. And if your mission is to help humanity, or if your mission is to spread knowledge or to help people advance, then there is no point for you to not ship that thing at 65%. And maybe it was not the absolute holy grail, your magnum opus, but at least if you got 1,000 people to watch that video, and let's say that 50% of those people got help from that video, you've helped 500 people. And now imagine that those 500 people, they go and help 10 more people. Right? You're getting exponential scale in your help. And if your goal is to help people, that is going to give you karma. For example, I'm not sure if you believe in karma, but I do believe in karma. And I think that the more you help, the more you're going to receive. And that is going to stand out, right? So let's talk. What can you actually be? Can you be perfect? No. So ask yourself, what are you okay with, right? Can you be excellent? Are you okay with being excellent? Okay. If you're okay with being excellent, then you don't need to be perfect. And sometimes maybe you could you be great instead of excellent? And if you can be great instead of excellent, then yeah, on a good day. Well, if you can be great, then settle for 65%. There's no need to go above that. And if you're okay, it's going to get you there. It's going to give you everything that you want and more, as long as you keep consistently shipping 65%. So yeah, let's just say that ship to 65%. This is my video to you. I'm not qualified to make this video. These are my thoughts and also inspiration from people that I respect a lot. My coach, we had a call today, and people that I've picked up inspiration from throughout the years. Go watch the Derek Sivers video. It is really, really important. And yeah, if you want to see AI systems and stuff that I build using OpenClaw, or if you always want to partake in my swambling and my thoughts, then subscribe to the channel or subscribe to my main channel as well. And I think that'll be pretty helpful. If you're struggling, if you're looking for help dealing with any of this, add a comment down below. I'm always going to look at the comments and kind of reply with what I think. And if you think that what I have to think is worthy, well, then I'm here for you. So with that said, have a beautiful day, and we talk next time.